I've known Pastor Jeff since I was, I think, 10 years old. I mean, about then we played Little League against each other. And
went to different grade schools, but we were very familiar with each other because I was a pitcher and he was a slugger.
I know my mom always irritated him with her yelling on my side.
His mom used to keep score in the dugout and would always stand up and cheer and go crazy. I didn't know who this woman was, but I didn't care for her a whole lot because that was the only time I ever saw her.
Got to high school, played football and baseball together. Got to be great friends, lived down the street from each other. I think I hung out more at Jeff's house than I did my own in the summers. Got to college and kind of separated a little bit, and that's when Jeff found God, and I was still not living the best life.
A few years ago, we really felt God had called us to Denver to plant a church, and it certainly wasn't because Brock was in a wonderful spiritual place with the Lord and knew that he'd want to do that, but we just really felt called here. So I remember asking him questions about, hey, if we came out here, do you think you'd want to be part, of a church plant?
Outwardly, I'm thinking, well, heck yes. He's been my best friend since I was 10, and inwardly, I'm going through a tough time in my life, and I think I had kind of mixed emotions. One was, God can't help me. There's nothing that's going to help me at this point. I'm going down a path that is just screwed up, and on the other hand, I guess I was thinking, maybe this is what I need.
When we moved out here, and my wife can testify to this, I remember getting in our van to come out, and I remember we were driving somewhere between Illinois and Denver, and I remember telling my wife, I'm like, if the only reason that God is moving us to Denver is so that one day, Christ will become real in Brock's life, be worth it. That's my number one prayer.
At the time, I was not living a great life. I was living a pretty sinful life, and my marriage was struggling, and I was just having trouble in life. November 7th, Harvest Bible Chapel, first service, Harvest Bible Chapel, Denver.
I was preaching on Luke 15 on the prodigal son, and just how, God welcomes everybody back home.
I just had a moment in church where I was just kind of started shaking. I just really felt God come into me and say, that's you. That's you. I still love you. That's you, and you got to make a choice here.
After service was over, it was an exciting day because it was our first lunch date, and we were on our way to lunch, and I get this text from Brock. I love you guys. Thanks for being in my life. It's made all the difference. I remember showing my wife, and I'm like, I want to find out more about this. This doesn't sound like, what's going on with Brock. And so I remember asking him, what happened. And he told me that he had gone home and had a discussion with Becky. He had told her that he knew that if he died today, he knew where he was going and why, and just began to weep.
Just to feel that, and to almost feel like chains come off you and feel free all of a sudden was probably the best thing that ever happened in my life.
It's been incredible to watch God get a hold of Brock's life, and to truly know that he knows, where it's more than just knowledge about God, but it's a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, that he knows God.
That God really puts people in your life for a reason, and I always thought it was to win football games or just to have a buddy on the side, but I realize now, God put Jeff in my life to save me. And it's not Jeff that saved me, it's God that saved me, but it was, Jeff's a big part of it, and I really don't know where I'd be without him in my life.